Yes, people. Welcome to Never a Foul. You know what this is. This is your boy Cass and Mo. And if you're new to this, then welcome aboard. Today we're joined by a man like Greasy Don, who we're going to be joined by every single Tuesday around the afternoon times. And we've also got a special guest. I don't know if you know him by now. I think his name's Rory or something like that. He's only a little bit of an internet sensation on TikTok and Twitter. Valuable opinions. Deluded opinions, up to you guys, but we think he's quite reasonable, so he suits the show. But yeah, man, big up yourselves. Obviously, Never Foul debut. Met you on the terrace only last week. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me on. Excited to be here.
And you know what? By the way, be prepared. Saying from people in the comments, get a proper Arsenal rep on. Don't worry, we've only had about 15, but you can't please everyone. What are you saying, Greasy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know what I mean? Sun's shining today. Lavia day today. I'm good, man. I can't complain.
Do you know what? So I'm writing the tweet, right? And I see the title on YouTube, but it doesn't have Lavia in it. I'm like, no. It has to be, has to be called Lavia Day. In the future, this is Lavia Day.
Should I call it Lavia Day?
It's Lavia Day, bro. This is Lavia Day.
Listen, in the chat, I'm trying to see some Belgian flags. Hit me with some Belgian flags in the chat, man.
Yes, people. It's gonna be Lavia Day.
I'll change it. Look, there we go. I'll just to appease the mass. There we go. It's Lavia Day today. It's lavish lifestyle. Ashraf, big up for becoming a member as well. Appreciate that very, very much. If anyone, I'm going to just announce it now. If you are interested in coming on a panel on a Sunday or Sundays and everything's in the community post. So if you're on our channel itself on YouTube, you'll find every instruction needed. Everything's there, FPL, and then all the instructions that you may need. I'm going to announce that every single time. And a few's already done so. But yeah, man, big up yourselves. Today we're going to be talking about Lavia Day, as Don wants. We're going to be talking about Man City and Paqueta, and obviously Doku looking at their priority signings, what that does for City. Man United, yeah. We'll talk about that one a little bit in depth. And then Arsenal, looks like they're going to go out and get a fullback, a left back in particular. And it still looks like Tierney might be on the way out, meaning Arteta is being ruthless with what he wants in the squad, and Tierney might not suit that. Watch this space, Newcastle maybe. Who knows? Might suit him as well. But yeah, man. Mo, what's the weather like in Texas, man? Tell me, because I'm not enjoying them.
So it's a high of 114 Fahrenheit, which is about 39?
What?
39.
I'm so convinced America and Australia should never be inhabited. It should never been
39.
It should never have been for humans. I'm so convinced. 39.
No, hold on. No. I'm actually mistaken. It's 114 Fahrenheit. That's 45 degrees Celsius. That's measured in the shade. Just for the sake of people that don't know. Okay. But anyway, and it's all right, but it's very sunny. Might rain, but anyway. It's good here. It's all right. I'm sitting in the AC. Every home here, of course, has AC, so I'm all right.
Yeah, we might as well start with, I think we're going to go on the back end of things. I think I'm going to start with Arsenal since David Raya has been announced. And this might be a little bit of a, I don't know, man. I thought Chelsea could have done with this sort of player, but clearly he's coming to Arsenal. Rory, man, you have two absolute, very, very good keepers at your disposal, and they offer different things as well. So it's not like how do you see Arteta doing this, by the way? Because do you reckon he's just going to stick with Ramsdale for most of it, or do you see a lot of rotation?
Yeah, I don't know. It is I'm genuinely just intrigued to see how it goes. Obviously, I'm glad that we've got David Raya. I think when he could have gone to other clubs, he could have gone to Chelsea, could have gone to Spurs, and I think he'd have massively upgraded them. It's kind of weird that he's come to Arsenal and might just sit on our bench all season. I don't think he will sit on the bench. I think he'll definitely be a cup keeper. We saw Matt Turner played in the Cups last season. And it's just whether he gets more opportunities than just the Cup. I can't imagine that Ramsdale doesn't play in the Champions League. Like, Ramsdale's been such a big part of getting us to the Champions League. To then not play him would be absolutely savage. And obviously only having a 1-year loan, it sounds like that year-long loan, like no matter what, is going to be, we're going to trigger the buy option, and that it is just to get around FFP. But it's just because obviously when Ramsdale came in, he very quickly replaced Leno. And I don't think people thought he would replace Leno that quickly, but it was like I think the 4th game of the season, we played West Brom in the League Cup, and Ramsdale came in and then never got dropped after that. So maybe that does happen with Raya, but I think Ramsdale's too good to be replaced that quickly. And I think Raya will find it more difficult at Arsenal than he did at Brentford. There's a different pressure, there's a different level, and we don't have an Ivan Toney up front to go long to. So we'll see what happens, but it's a bold move from Arteta.
It's just a loan move with an option to buy. It's not an obligation, right?
I actually no, but I think this is so tricky, right? They set it up like this. However, David Raya's contract at Brentford expires in 2024. So Brentford are not idiots. They weren't gonna loan him to Arsenal with an option to buy without having Arsenal committed to buy him. Otherwise, they're gonna lose him on a free.
No,
next year.
so just before he moved to Arsenal, he signed a year-long extension. So his contract at Brentford now is till 2025. So
that makes sense.
If we don't trigger the buy option next summer, they'll basically be in the exact same position again that they were this summer. But again, it's kind of weird that Brentford have let us do this because it massively benefits us from an FFP perspective, but it doesn't really benefit them giving us this loan. So,
but it looks like he didn't want to be there. He wanted to go. He wanted to go somewhere else. He wanted extra money or something like that. So, and he had 1 year left, and they were forced to sell him. Otherwise, why would Brentford sell the guy? There was no reason. But my question is, in my opinion, it never worked. You cannot have 2 first goalkeepers. I call David Raya a first team goalkeeper. He's not a second goal. He's not a Matt Turner. He's not an Ortega. He's not one of these guys. You cannot keep both happy. It's very hard. People want to take it as a positive and think that I have I'm just criticizing Arsenal. The problem is when something hasn't worked before, how can Arteta manage that? It's a Euro year. Both of them want to go to the Euro because David Raya is a Spanish international already. Ramsdale wants to take the number 1 spot. It provides competition, but I think it provides a little bit of instability in the dressing room if not managed correctly. Do you, anybody have anything to think about that?
No, I agree with that more. And the irony is Arsenal have already been through this with Leno and Ramsdale when he first came in. Like Leno was obviously too good to be a backup, hence why he ended up moving on to Fulham. So long term, I just don't see how it's going to work. That dynamic, a keeper position isn't a position you chop and change. You need the same keeper, and then you've got that drop off for the second choice. So what I think, in my honest opinion, listen, I rate Ramsdale. I think he's a decent keeper. I think he's a decent shot stopper. Okay distribution. For me, Raya's distribution is better. I think he'll suit you guys more, in all honesty, right? I didn't really want him because long shots is not great, and I've got Kepa PTSD, so I didn't want him personally. Yeah, I wanted a tall keeper. But what I will say about Raya is if Ramsdale does anything mad, then yeah, don't be surprised if he comes back in there and he just keeps that spot. But long term, like Mo said, I don't think it's going to work that dynamic. One of them won't be happy and then they'll end up just moving on. Same thing that happened with Leno when Ramsdale came in.
I agree. Yeah. I think ultimately this won't last for more than a year, right? At the end of next season, we're not going to have both Raya and Ramsdale going into the following season. I think ultimately either Ramsdale keeps his place next season and Raya cost us £3 million to have Raya as a backup for a season and experiment with it and try him. Or Raya replaces Ramsdale and in total we pay 30 million for Raya and probably sell Ramsdale for more than 30 million at the end of next season. So in that sense, I don't see how it can really fail unless during this season it causes massive problems. But I feel like for one season, it shouldn't be too bad. Leno never had any issues with being replaced by Ramsdale. It didn't cause a divide or anything. He just left at the end of the season. So I'd imagine
apparently, it can get triggered if he hits a certain amount of appearances. I don't know how many appearances. I'm trying to find it now.
Yeah, the only person I've seen report that was Fabrizio, and to be honest, he got the whole he got this thing wrong the entire way through. Like, he said that Raya had signed a 5-year deal at Arsenal when he hadn't. And then as soon as Ornstein said, oh, it's a loan with an option to buy, suddenly Fabrizio knew that there was going to be this obligation if he played a certain amount of games. So I'm not entirely sure that it's true.
Rory, I know Arteta brought in Ramsdale, but in your opinion, right? What do you think is going to happen with Raya? Because it's not the first time that you guys have been interested in him. Arteta tried to get him earlier on in his career, right? At Arsenal. So what do you think is going to happen?
Well, so the goalkeeper coach that we've got is a big fan of Raya, and I think worked with Raya at Brentford and wanted Raya in 2020. But we couldn't get him, and then we got Ramsdale the following season. So, yeah, look, there's definitely reason to believe that long-term Arteta and the goalkeeping coach, and it depends how much influence the goalkeeping coach has on Arteta. They're both Spanish. Maybe long-term this was always the plan, and Ramsdale has reached the level that Arteta thinks he can reach and got us to this level, and now we move on to a better keeper. And I honestly don't know what the answer is, but I'm excited to see it.
He's a Pep descendant. If you're a Pep descendant, there's ruthless behavior in there, and if Ramsdale's not it, then Ramsdale not it. He won't care what the Pep fans think of the case, you know. So I think this year it's on Ramsdale to like have a buck up your ideas and learn. Since you're only 24, you can learn a bit of technique and body positioning. It's not hard. I can't lie, man. People that can't pass on football, I find so baffling, because I've got a good range of passing. So I just look at everybody else like, why can you not pass? It's such a simple thing. But I think, especially as a goalkeeper, I feel like he can definitely. He can learn still. He can learn still. If he learns that little bit more to his game, I think you can't beat Ramsdale. He's going to be hard anyways. Like, Ramsdale's a very good keeper for me anyways. He's still got a lot to go.
I feel like there is a bit of people underrate Ramsdale's distribution. I think probably the area he needs to improve more is his first touch and his actual control of the ball. I feel like that's where sometimes he ends up under too much pressure because his first touch is bad, and that's where Raya feels like a flipping 10 when he controls the ball, and I think that's the big difference. When Ramsdale plays out, he is generally pretty good.
Right.
So
short passing's all right. I think his long range could be a little bit.
I do think it's difficult with Arsenal when you go long. You're going long to either like Saka, Nketiah, or Jesus. We don't have much height to go long to, and that might be something that Raya finds slightly more difficult, not having a target man like Tony up top. But time's going to tell.
Just to let you know, Raya's short passing is not great. It is not great.
Yeah,
he underhits it a lot. It's weird, bro.
It's weird, isn't it? So you got Ramsdale who's good at short pass, and then you got Raya that's good at long passing. But either or, I don't know. You either got it, you don't, man. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. You lot are gonna definitely be pushing. I do wonder who's gonna be the Champions League goalkeeper and who's gonna be the Premier League one. Oh, it's gonna be both, and one's gonna use just in the cup competitions. Because I'm pretty sure Raya's only come in and rejected Bayern because he got told that he's gonna have minutes. That's the only way.
He must have been told he'll at least get a chance. With Champions League, I personally would be annoyed if Ramsdale doesn't play in the Champions League, just because like as a career thing, he was such a big part of getting us to the Champions League. It would be like unnecessarily savage to not at least give him the Champions League.
That's
games.
true. That I agree with.
Can we ask a question? Are both of them? Is either of them has a potential to be a world-class goalkeeper? An Alisson or a Courtois or even because Ederson is special because of the distribution, right? But I'm talking about the Alissons, the Courtois, the Manuel Neuers. Is any of them at the potential? Like, one of them is 27, one is 25. Is there any of them can be that next level goalkeeper that will be remembered in Arsenal's history?
I think I felt before this whole Raya talk came about, and no one ever thought we were going to be in for a David Raya or another keeper. I genuinely felt Ramsdale has the potential to reach that level just because of how young he is and the fact he's already, like, it's unusual to be doing it at that age. And keepers tend to hit their prime in their late 20s, early 30s. So if either of them have the potential to do it, I'd say Ramsdale, but they've both got a lot of development to do to reach like Alisson level.
No, I don't think so, man. I know you want to.
Guys, there's about 800 of you here already. We're just starting this, and then can I get 200 to 300 likes? The likes are the bread and butter of our channel. Hit that like button so we can go to the next person, and this video can be shown to different people, so we get different subscribers who keep bringing you the content. You like it, you don't like it, you want to hate us, you want to like us, of course. just hit the like button, because that's how you help the channel, even if you don't like the content.
But
It's
yeah,
the only
man.
way, bro, because we're gonna get people telling us Don doesn't know football. Don is not objective, which is he's one of the most objective people I've spoken to on the internet.
I
You know
don't
what
get
I
that
mean?
comment, bro.
Someone told me that Don is like rash, doesn't talk logic, and I'm like, I've never seen Don rattled. He's just always calm, collected.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Just to stay on the Arsenal subject, though, the Tierney situation and the Timber situation, it's unfortunate that Timber's, I think he's going to be out for a long time, at least 6 months, whether it's maximum or minimum. He's gone for half a year, and you could pretty much say that's pretty much most of the season. And if you're going to look to offload Tierney, all I'm going to ask is, who's next in line? Like this whole Cancelo to Barcelona thing is stalling. Maybe Cancelo might be an option, but I'm thinking of a left footer, like not a right footer that can play on the left hand side. So I'm just thinking, I'm scouting around in my head, and I've seen a couple names. I've seen even a Kyle Walker-Peters for right back, and then use Tomiyasu as the left back cover instead. You know, there's a couple options. Even that I use chasing that. I think he's Raul Valladolid guy, Fresneda, who I rate quite highly, and I know Barcelona were also looking at him as much as Real Madrid. Do you reckon you're gonna have to go get someone, probably someone for cheap?
Yeah, I don't know what the solution is. I think Tierney's still going to go, and I think that is what Arteta needs to do. Like, whatever plan Arteta had for outgoings this summer, I feel like he needs to stick to it. Otherwise, you end up just delaying like the long-term strategy. To be honest, Timber, in my opinion, got brought in as a right back, right centre back. Like, that was more predominantly, it's where he's always played. He's not a left back. And so it's been interesting to see him come in at left back because Zinchenko's been injured. So if we do get rid of Tierney, I don't think it's a left back we need to go for. We've still got Zinchenko, you've got Kivi, or you've got Tomiyasu. So I'd still rather go for a right back because Tomiyasu's not great at right back. We've seen that. And, there's no cover effectively for Ben White or Saliba at the moment. So it is that right-hand side that I'd go for. Simikan, I think from Leipzig is an option potentially. But I think it's got to be short-term because otherwise you just end up with too many players again. Especially if we brought in a left-back, when Timber comes back, we'd have 4 people again that were competing for left-back. So Laporte's been mentioned by some people. I don't think City will sell to us again. So I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me at all, to be honest, if we sell Tierney and then don't even buy anyone. We've got Ruel Walters coming up from the academy, who I think is excellent. We'll see. But it's got
that's what I was saying backstage before we went live. I was saying to Rory, I was like, listen, I know Timber's going to be out it looks like he's going to be out for the season, but he's going to come back. You get it? So you can't be stockpiling, bringing in another fullback when you've got a massive squad. Tierney right now, he might not even leave. We don't know if he's going to leave. He's not Mikel type. He's not a player that Mikel likes because on the ball he's not great, and you can see that. Out of him, Zinchenko and what's his name, Timber, on the ball, their levels above him. So yeah, I don't think Arsenal are going to go in the market. I'll be very surprised if they do because when Timber and Zinchenko come back, that's a lot of bodies back there.
The problem with that is that Arsenal now, because of Kai Havertz, because Kai Havertz has to play, okay, because Arteta wants to play him, he has to find someone similar to Timber, similar to Nathan Ake, someone who can be a left back / a centre back, so Thomas Partey can help Declan Rice in the midfield, leaving Odegaard and Havertz.
There is a name, and they've been doing business with Chelsea.
I know you talk exactly. That name is the guy. So that type of player is what Arsenal needs. That's why Jurriën Timber was there. It's not Zinchenko. It's not a left-footed fullback. It's not someone that drives forward. It's someone who can be a center back / a left back because Thomas Partey has to be next to it until Declan Rice developed to the point that he can play 6 by himself, which it doesn't look like it's going to be this season. Unless he drops Kai Havertz and go back to the 4-3-3 that he used to play last season, right? And put Rice, Partey, and Odegaard. But it doesn't look like he wants to do that. He wants to play Kai Havertz. Who is on the market? There is Inacio, as far as I know, left-footed. Cucurella, Bastoni. They're not going to go and spend that much money on a Bastoni.
Take him. Take him.
I saw they were linked with Castagna from Leicester City, but he's not a centre-back. He's more of a
But
wing,
he is that kind of player. He plays in the back three.
But I don't think they need a centre-back type cover because I think Ben White or Tomiyasu can still do that job. And there's still, have we forgotten about Kivior, right?
Well, I think Kivior is the player you're talking about, right? The
Yeah,
left centre back that can
probably,
play
yeah.
left
Yeah,
back.
Mm.
I think Castagna makes sense because he's a right back. I don't view Timber
But
as a
they
Premier
are-
League centre back. I view him as a left back, right back that can fill in the middle. I think you get absolutely destroyed at centre back.
Who?
Timber, if he was to
But
play
Timber
there.
is never a centre back in a back four.
Anyway,
He's like the
yeah, I
left
know.
centre back. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I said,
yeah.
in a back four, in a back three makes different sense. But I think Castagna is a good stopgap because he's a left back, right back, and he can definitely play on the inside as well. He's a
Yes.
very good player and he'd be very cheap. And I feel like maybe
But the
Leicester
best is
might.
Kukurea, Kas, to be honest.
No,
Let's
because
be
I think
honest. The best is Kukurea.
No,
We're
but
not selling to Arsenal again.
I think Kukurea is a good player, yeah, and I don't think last season, I've seen Kukurea at Brighton, I've seen what he can do. It just hasn't worked out at Chelsea at this moment of time, and there's still a player in there. And if he's go somewhere to like Arteta and Arsenal, I think that's a player whose career can get revived 100%. Actually, to be fair, under Poch, his career can still get revived, and it's an unknown entity. I just feel like left side, I still think they got Zinchenko and a Kivior that can play there. I don't think they need someone that has to be a left side. I look at right back and I think of Tomiyasu. I don't think it's good enough. I think I like Tomiyasu more on the left, more than the right, because I think he gets skinned too much otherwise. So maybe I'm thinking of a right back that can cover Ben White. That was the whole point of Timber. So I'm going to think of a Timber type player. And if I'm thinking of that, I'm thinking along the lines of maybe a Frasnada, maybe even a Kyle Walker-Peters, maybe even a Castagna, because I think they can cover left back and right back and have very good ball control.
Yeah, I think they can do it. We also saw during pre-season at one point, we actually, I think Tomiyasu came in at right back, but then we moved everyone across. So Ben White and Saliba played centre back and Gabriel shifted to left back. So even that's been used as an option as well. So I think I would prefer we brought in a right back, because if I can see us ending up short of players, it's going to be right back, right centre back, more than left back, left centre back, where we've got more depth.
Yeah, I agree.
Why don't you have? What do you think, Rory? Do you think? Because with Gabriel, he got dropped the other day. Like there was a few rumors that are coming out that he was injured. Yeah, but he clearly got dropped. Do you think that he could maybe go play as a left back and then maybe put Saliba obviously left centre back and then put Ben White there and then Tomiyasu right back? Do you think you could do that? Maybe go with that dynamic.
That's effectively, yeah, that's what we did in that game. But the only issue with that for me is Tomiyasu, because I don't think in that situation, Tomiyasu doesn't offer anywhere near enough in an attacking sense to be out on that right-hand side. But yeah, I think we can do that. There's still a lot of flexibility. And of course, we got Zinchenko, who for me, Zinchenko starts, when he's fit, he starts every game.
He's going to start on the weekend. He is available. Yeah. He's just not match shot. I think he would just come in straight away now. Pretty much over Tierney, and that says a lot for what you need, especially if you're playing I think Arsenal are playing away as well.
Since we're here, can I just say something? I'm not sure if you guys have seen the news. For some reason, it's coming from Saudi Arabia, and all the English media picked it up, that the Saudi Arabia people are talking to Gabriel for a big money transfer from Arsenal.
I saw that.
This is like some hours ago. Yes, it's picked up from Saudi Arabia, that someone in Saudi Arabia reported it, that they actually are trying to convince the player and Arsenal to go for a big money move there. Someone wants him in Saudi Arabia. So I'm not sure if they're going to sit at the table. Arsenal, there is no denial. That's the problem. There's no denial.
If they offer like 80 million, I'll be Arsenal like, yep, go get Gonzalo and Nacho and go get me a bad boy fullback on top of that. Done. It's not.
If they offer a crazy amount, then maybe you look at it. But I know Juventus.
What is a crazy amount?
I think over 50 million, because you've got to replace him at short notice, and any club that you go to is going to demand more than a player is worth. So.
I think it's a 50 to 60 million. I think this is what it is.
I would not accept that.
Arsenal will be tempted to sit at the table.
Don't do that.
50 million for Gabriel, man. He's young. He's still young. How old is he? 23?
25. I could see.
He's 25.
I could see us getting, if we got enough money to go and take someone like Guehi from Crystal Palace, I could see that happening. But ultimately,
you prefer Guehi over Gabriel?
No, I don't prefer. I don't prefer him. But I'm saying that would be an option if it happened. But I know Juventus were interested earlier in the window, and and the report was that Arsenal said he's untouchable. So
yeah,
I think it stays like that.
Can't get rid of this guy, I don't think, Rory, man. I like Gabriel. I think Gabriel's not. If you say 50, 60 million, I'll be like, what's that in today's market? What is 50, 60 million? You know,
No, I love him.
That gives you Mason Mount, Kai Havertz. Well,
yeah.
and then
it's not bad. You know what I mean?
and
Together can get you Caicedo nowadays, so it's not bad.
And then it says go for Fresneda and move on from Tommy next season. He's got a release clause as well, I believe, like 20 million. Not too sure if that's in euros or pounds. Zach on THC, what's this? Can Tory talks football? Please do another FFP vid. What's that about?
What is that about?
I made an FFP video in January on TikTok, and every single day I still get Chelsea fans asking for another one. So rent-free since January in the Chelsea fan base.
This is exactly why I was surprised he was defending Chelsea yesterday. Dude. This is why.
Why are people saying Olise? What happened? Don't Olise? What's happened?
Don't gas me, guys. Don't gas me.
Let me check. Something's booting off. Here we go.
Fabrice Hawkins, your boy.
Chelsea average
boy
agreement. Michael Olise, 40 million euros.
Never mind. Fabrice Hawkins. Don't want to hear it. No,
it's happening, bro.
No, I'm not saying it isn't happening, but I don't want it to come from him specifically because just not him, innit? Just not him. I need to see it from somebody else. Fabrice Hawkins is
he's good with French.
He's good. He is good with French. He's good with French stuff, man. He's been on this.
Just
one
because
early. He was the first one that reported it.
Just because Olise's got French in him. He grew up over here. He hasn't been over there.
I know he did.
Over here. So it's English.
I know he did.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, but he's still a French national player. He plays for France. His mum's French. That's why he plays for France.
Yeah, but he's not involved over there, man. If you go look into the back life of Olise, he's over here. Just because he's got French in it, don't be nothing. I've got Spanish in me. Guess what? There's no Spanish sauce over in Spain.
You're missing.
I got over to Valencia, and asked my nan about me, bro, and all this kind of stuff. So
Cass, you're missing the point. He's a French national, bro. Of course the French are going to report about him. He's a French national. He plays for France. Yes, he's English, but he plays for France.
Nah, I don't want to hear it, man.
You just don't accept it.
Since Arsenal, let's want to move to a little bit of Man City.
I hate tier threes and above, man.
So Man City, the reports are saying that KDB might have to have a surgery, and it might be out for months. Looking at Paqueta, can he replace KDB? What can Man City do? Can they go again and challenge without KDB for the whole season or something, or like 6-7 months? How long is that? How long is a surgery for hamstring? 3-4 months? I don't know.
He'll be out He'll probably be out for at least till January. I would probably say
January.
You're looking at probably until January. You're looking at, I reckon, because they're not going to try.
Can they cope without him? Can they cope without him?
I think KDB had that surgery after the Champions League final, and that was back in May. And they brought him back in. They brought him back in August. They've obviously rushed him, right? I'm not sure if he had the surgery. Daps would correct me if he was here, but that was quite quick for him to come back, and it's the same hamstring. But they've won the league without KDB before. I can't remember what season it was, but they've done it without him when he wasn't there pretty much the whole season. But now, obviously, they've lost Gundogan, who's a massive player for them. Paqueta is going to have to come into that role and basically be quite clinical as well, because they're going to expect a lot of goals from him and assists as well, because that's what Gundogan was bringing to the team. And I think Paqueta can provide that because his end product's quite good. I would happily take him at Chelsea, in all honesty. I really rate Paqueta. I really like him. Last season, I was advocating for him. A lot of people were saying Paqueta's dead, man. I said, nah, you ain't watching this guy. This guy's good. He's just at the wrong club. So I reckon that he can put up numbers for Man City, in all honesty. I think he's got the quality. Whether that's going to be enough to replace KDB, who knows?
But how long is he out?
That's a big step up.
We don't know.
It hasn't been confirmed. But it's the same injury that he got.
I don't think there's
the same injury that he got in the final.
I don't think there's a player in the world that can replace KDB when he's at his prime and his peak, but City can cope without him because it's City, and whether they move Alvarez backwards, Paqueta can presumably do the job. I think they'll be fine. Obviously, not having Gundogan either, who would probably normally come in for him, will make it slightly difficult. But then also, obviously, they were in for Paqueta before KDB even got injured, so there's nothing that will stop them going out and getting whoever else before the window ends as well. They'll find a way. It's City, but no one can like for like replace him at his level.
Okay, so I'm looking at it now and I'm saying last year he had 18 assists. Now Erling Haaland is someone who needs someone to assist him. They won the league before without KDB once in 18-19, if I'm not mistaken. He played not a lot of games. He was injured, but from there on, he played at least 20 to 20-something games. If KDB is taken out, Do you guys see Haaland having the same output without KDB? I know he scored 2 goals last game, but when games get like tight, you need KDB with that like finesse in him. Like KDB is, as Rory said, is irreplaceable for me. Do we see anybody else stepping up, doing that, like, the small movement and so small passes that KDB does, the whipping crosses? Anybody can do that to
this
provide
is where
Haaland with the same numbers.
Yeah, like you said, Mo. Yeah, listen, KDB is irreplaceable, but this is where Phil Foden's gonna have to step up. This is where Jack Grealish is gonna have to step up. This is where Bernardo Silva, he's gonna have to step up as one of the senior heads within that team. So there's gonna have to be a bunch of players stepping up, and obviously right now the window's still open, so City could still come and do a madness. Imagine they just go and get Kudus, for example. They just blow West Ham out of the water. They go and get him as well, and they bring in that winger that they're looking at, Doku, obviously Paqueta. So I think we can only judge it really at the end of the window. But as it stands right now, who they've got, I think it's time for Foden to step up, and again Bernardo Silva to kind of step up and to try to hit them numbers. Kovacic, as much as he needs to step up, that guy's end quality is not there, man.
He's never been that guy. But since he was at Inter and he went to Real Madrid, he was never that guy. Like, he was never the guy that will give you double digits assists in a season regularly. He's not. He's an industrial player in the midfield, knows how to carry the ball, connect the defense to the midfield, but he isn't the guy that will that will give you assists. So I don't think it's Kovacic at all.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Kovacic still needs to step up, but I'm just saying that City don't depend on him because he's not that guy, like you said, Mo. So yeah, I'm looking at Foden, I'm looking at Silva, I'm looking at Grealish.
I think Foden's going to have his best season this year if he stays fit. I'll be real.
Agree,
I'm going to be real. Even though KDB on the pitch, I just feel Man City play more fluid football without him on the pitch anyways. He's just an effective footballer, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, you can't say he's just an effective footballer. He's an effect. He puts up the cast.
No, exactly, an effective footballer.
But that's a big thing that you're missing out on. Like Mo said, look how many assists that he got last season. You can't just brush it and say he's just an effective footballer.
By the way, I remember Daps. I remember a few City fans as well when I first started coming into this scene saying they play better football when KDB isn't in the team and they wanted him dropped sometimes and stuff. I remember that wholeheartedly. They do play more fluid football without him in the team. Especially now, he can't do the dogging back all the time. They might even excel without him. Like, remember, this team isn't just KDB alone, but they're definitely gonna do their job.
I agree with you, but does that mean also Haaland, they play more fluid football without him, but he provides the numbers? Do you drop KDB fluid football by 18 assists?
This is why they get a Doku, because he's direct. KDB is a direct player, is he not? So that's why they go get a direct winger, because it makes sense and they switch up that way. And that's what I feel. That's where it comes from the right, and then I think Bernardo probably comes inside a little bit more and does that KDB role, So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, what it is with KDB, he's that type of player that can just like make magic out of nothing. Do you get it? Like, the game can be just so tight, low block, and then out of nowhere he just whips in a madness, and then someone scores at the end of it. And then, like I said, they're missing out on Gondo right now. Like, when KDB wasn't there, I'm looking at Gundogan as the next man. Now they're missing out on him. I'm looking at who else needs to step up now? I'm looking at you, Phil. I'm looking at Foden.
Go on,
it might slow them down a little bit. We saw it at the start of last season when Haaland himself hit the ground running, but they had to adapt a little bit to the style of play to suit Haaland. And it might, without KDB, who used to sort of drift to that right-hand corner of the box and whip balls in, they might have to adapt to a different way of creating chances for Haaland. But with Pep and the players that they have, the intelligence of the players that they have, within a few weeks they'll figure out a different way of playing, a different style of creating opportunities for Haaland.
Rory traumatized. You can see. You
can
hear it. You can hear it in his voice. You know what? It doesn't matter if they drop KDB, Haaland doesn't score. These people will always find a way.
They will.
Rory, you make a good point there, because with Doku, he might just be like what Sterling was, where he used to just whip it across. Kyle Walker whipping it across. That might now be the next avenue of creating, because KDB creates from the midfield. Now it might have to come from the wingers. Do you get it? So yeah, Doku might actually still.
They do finish. The only thing is they do lose out on that crossing element, where you do find Haaland at the back post a lot. That's the only thing. Because if you got to remember, KDB did have all those assists, and a lot of those assists were to Haaland, and that were always at the back post or him finding him and stuff like that. So you probably might find that Haaland output drops just that little bit, not too much, because when KDB did come off against Burnley, it was still on job. You know, they were still there. But I believe it's like you find that Haaland just might not have as much option, and that's what they got to find. Who's going to be the guy that can do them deliveries?
Can I ask something?
If we're saying just one thing more before
go ahead. No, go ahead.
But no, all right, yeah. So if we're saying that City are going to play more fluid football without KDB, you can argue that they're not going to have to depend on Haaland. Then in that case, you can argue that they're going to be scoring all over the pitch if it's going to be a little bit more.
And that's how it should be.
That means they're not going to have to depend on Haaland. Yeah. So this could actually help City in a way if you look at it that way. If they're a little bit more fluid, then that means that Grealish, his end product's going to have to improve when it comes to scoring, because I know he retains the ball, he keeps the ball, possession, link up. He might get an assist here and there. He might not get GNA, but have a good game. But now he needs to start scoring goals if they're going to start playing without KDB. Do you get it? He needs to add that to his game.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna what's it called anyways. Remember before, if you Mo, remember we was talking about the Foden and Saka stuff, and that whole comparison was going. You don't like it, do you, Mo? When people overdo you in it and you can't talk. I'm just giving
no. I'm actually looking at something.
Anyways,
No, you think I'm talking about it.
You don't like it, do you? Anyways, before Foden and the injury and everything, remember he was on like 8 assists and he had a few goals, and I know a few of them did come against Man United. To be fair, but. I feel like he's going to step up this season. Foden in the middle is where I think he's going to be dangerous. And maybe Bernardo stays on the wing and Foden just fills in that role. Paqueta's he's definitely going to come now. And it's going to be a 90 minutes. How much? That's the question, though. How much is Paqueta going to actually cost in the end, in your opinion?
95.
Looks like 85 to 95, which is
figures are crazy, man. I guess
if you think
why it's crazy if Declan Rice costs 105 and Caicedo costs 150.
No. Do you know what? I just said it. I think it's the contract, the fact that he literally just signed. So West Ham are going to ask for madness because he's one of their key players.
Yeah, it's in line with what the window's been. But it's like, if you think he joined West Ham last summer for 50, and I think if you looked at last season, if you asked a West Ham fan, was he worth 50 million? A West Ham fan would probably say, yeah, he's worth about what we paid for him. If they thought they could virtually double their money off the back of it, like, that's kind of crazy.
Don't forget, he got them that assist as well to win the Europa, the Europa Conference. He got that assist as well. So
he did.
Everyone in the chat, let me know how much you think Paqueta Crisp is worth right now, or how much do you think City will end up spending on him maximum? I think they spend 195. I think they have to. They got 2 weeks left of the window. Actually, you know what? Yeah, 2 weeks left of the window.
Yeah.
We'll get this deal done quick, right?
If you look at isolated games without KDB, if you look, obviously he went off in the Champions League final and they didn't create a lot in the rest of that game. Community Shield, he didn't start the game against Arsenal and they didn't create a lot. I think Haaland had about 7 touches of the ball. So there are like isolated games where you can see that without KDB, they do struggle to create as many chances. But yeah, I think
that's why they got Pep. That's why they got Pep.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's the problem solver.
If they lose Haaland, De Bruyne, Rodri, and John Stones, then maybe we'll start talking about them dropping off. But
can we do the super chats and yeah. So what's crazy is Chelsea $149 million in 149 million in profit, Rory.
They're not though.
Okay, I know. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not a financial person, but to be honest,
oh yeah, Rory, isn't it? Go on, Rory. Let's hear
it. Look, since January, I've not gone near it because it is not worth the wrath of the Chelsea fan base. So if you want to believe you're 149 million in profit, then believe it.
Someone explained this amortization or all this stuff, but anyway, we'll see how it is, to be honest. But we'll see. Listen, I'm sitting here. If FFP comes in or the Premier League comes into Chelsea, I'll say yes. Otherwise, they did it right. Let's just be honest here. They did it right. If they get hit with a fine or they get investigated for FFP, we'll talk about it. We'll say that they breached it. Otherwise, they did it right.
I'm not going to talk too much on the finances. Like I know the broad outlines, but the technicalities and that I need to do a little bit more research. I can't lie. You know
what? Yeah, just before you answer that, just a quick one, Don. You know what it is with Chelsea fans and why people bring up the money? It's because they're jealous that their people didn't find out first. The loophole. You didn't do anything illegal. That's it. Because I wish my club might have done something like that, but they didn't.
I think now is.
If you just read between the lines as well, we're not gonna snitch on ourselves and then go and break the rules, bro. Like we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
He might
do
be
think,
he
though-
might come across the club.
I'm gonna.
I do think, though, every club now knows about the loophole, right? We've known about it for nearly a year since Chelsea started doing it last year. So the one thing that I do have faith in is that City aren't using the loophole, Liverpool aren't using the loophole, Arsenal aren't using the loophole. And assuming that they've got like intelligent people at those clubs, I feel like there's got to be a reason that no one else wants to use the loophole. If it's such a genius thing.
Because they didn't know about it. That's why.
But they do now. Like Liverpool could
Yeah.
have used it for Caicedo. We've known about it for a year. So I do wonder why no one else wants to use that loophole, and if there's something that the other clubs feel like it's a big risk.
And you know what it is, Rory? Yeah, like Mo, you know you're speaking about the 8-year contracts and stuff. You ain't never seen anything like that before. Yeah, like if you deep it, bro, listen. Any club can offer as long as they want. If they don't want to offer 8 years, that's on them. That's not on Chelsea. That is not on Chelsea. So if Liverpool wanted to offer Caicedo 8-year contract, they can do that as well. But they chose not to.
To be fair,
so you can't.
Yeah, because
One
I
of
think
the-
it's crazy. Sorry.
It's crazy
my
to you,
opinion.
but it's not crazy
exactly.
to Todd Bowley.
No. Exactly. It's not crazy to Todd Bowley. Like, okay, if I go and offer somebody double their house value, it might not be crazy to me, but it will be logically crazy.
It's a risky move. It's a risky move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very risky move.
If it pays off,
Okay.
if it pays off, amazing.
Exactly. If it pays off, it's great because inflation, these contracts will be worth less in the future.
Yeah.
So I get it, but I have not seen it before. So football.
No, I get it. I do get where you're skeptical about it. I do get
Yes,
it.
I have to be, and we have to talk about it. But okay, you know what? When first Cristiano Ronaldo moved to Real Madrid, we spoke about it as being different value. Zidane as well. Now maybe it will be proved wrong. Like we were proved wrong when we said Cristiano Ronaldo money was crazy because he scored all these goals. So if it works out, yes, but we'll have to talk about it now. That's the logic about it. That's why we're here. You know,
I get you, bro. I do get you.
Okay, I think Gallagher is gone now. Mo, does this
I
improve us? No. Why did number one? Why did you ask
Big
me?
up Connor.
But thank you for
Big up Connor
valuing
for the second half.
in my opinion, right?
Mo, listen, let me just answer this. Big up Connor for that second half. But the next offer that comes from West Ham, don't do a Man United or don't do a Harry Maguire. Yeah, just accept it, bro. And you get it? Like, this guy needs to be gone, mate. Yeah, like enough is enough. I need Gallagher out the door. That's straight profit on FFP books as well, Rory. That's one for you. It's straight profit there because he comes straight from our academy.
Yeah. Another one here is Roman Abramovich. Is the Olise done deal to Chelsea? Any thoughts? It's not done yet. We can talk about it. We will talk about it. We'll give it like 5-10 minutes. But I don't think it's done yet. I don't think it's done yet. That we kind of like the source is kind of unreliable a little bit. What else is here? Yes. Okay. Hit 44 saying Paqueta worth 60 million, but we'll go for 95 million plus add-ons. So hear me out. If Declan Rice and Caicedo are worth that much money, Paqueta, Brazil international, goes to Man City, probably be one of the star boys because of Brazil. The Ederson is the Brazilian goalkeeper. This guy goes in, plays the Brazil international. I think he's worth the money. He's very marketable as well, Lucas Paqueta. So I think he's worth more than the 60 million that you're talking about. Out of context, Mo, is saying Paqueta is a Brazilian international 100 million. Paqueta. Every time I see this account, I laugh. But anyway,
I've never seen it. That's why I was finding
really.
funny.
Okay, Paqueta is a Brazilian international, 100 million minimum. I agree with that. A Brazilian international, so he's worth it, to be honest.
Yeah, but so is Charleston.
But Rory, no, the difference with Paqueta, he was starting ahead of Bruno Guimaraes, bro, in the World Cup. This guy was starting in the World Cup for them.
Yeah,
he's a baller. Trust me, he's a baller, man.
Yeah. It doesn't matter who's behind Haaland. That Nordic baby Ita will bag goals. Facts. I think we'll see about it, but I believe that Haaland, he might not get 40 goals. He might not get 35 goals a season. He might get 30, which is still amazing number.
Still a madness.
Yes. Darcy saying KDB played 49 games last season. It's not surprising that his body is starting to fail him. He's never been the most physically fit player either. He's 32 also. So yeah, I agree with you, Darcy. Thank you for super chat. Appreciate it. football CFC can design. Other teams cannot do it because they are in Europe. UEFA will change this summer, plus Premier League rule will change next summer. It relies on sales. Champions League in 2 years. This is some people got it wrong. Contracts can be offered lifetime. It's between you and the club. You're an employer and an employee. You can offer an employee whatever amount of contract. The amortization or mortgage or whatever you want to call it, where you divide your transfer fee, it only can be done on 5 years. This is what it is. It has nothing to do with contracts, by the way, because I went and read it. AC Milan runs through the Serie A. We'll see about that. I believe they are the strongest team at the moment because Inter are in the mud. My team is garbage, run by a bunch of idiots.
You still haven't got
They are
management
very
sorted out.
rich, bro. They are very rich. But anyway, we're not here to talk about it. They're very rich, but they can't spend any money. Arsenal for FIFA say, Mo, are all Egyptians deluded? Kinda, yeah. Yeah, we are. Yeah, if you want to say that, we are. We're absolutely deluded. 100 million deluded Egyptians. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I have to keep refreshing because the StreamYard thing is bugging. And every time someone's super chats, I have to leave and come back in so Mo can see them. Just like what Sub says, I can see what he
So
says.
now I can't see them. Do you know, Cassie? Can you see the ones that you have now?
No, these other ones. As soon as I refresh it, then it stars it so we can see it. It says Sub says Mo, you said no clubs have a chance when CFC are offering these contracts, but Liverpool can offer the same contract. I mean, I don't know what Liverpool can do these days.
Most said
Liverpool
no club have a chance when CFC are offering these contracts, but LFC can offer the same contract. Well, it's as simple as that. It hasn't been done before. It's a risk, right? So Chelsea are willing to take the risk. The difference between Chelsea and Liverpool, which is something I think it's a plus for Chelsea, and I explained that many times before regarding Arabs or personal owners like Todd Bowley who are willing to spend the extra penny from their pocket for their team to win because they care about winning. There is no, like Todd Bowley at the end, the audit behind him, he can say, you know what, I'm going to spend from my pocket if it means my team will get that ring, as you say in America. You know what I mean?
Dang, man.
You know what makes me laugh, Mo? Yeah.
But let me finish the next point.
Go on,
The difference is Glazers, FSG, even the owners of Arsenal, at the end, there is audit behind them. These are American companies. There is someone they have stock. They have stocks. They cannot just go and spend the money left and right because they can win. There is someone that oversees them, even though they own the companies. There is a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with these companies that they cannot just go spend from their pocket and do 8-year contracts without justification. Todd Bowley can take the risk. Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, they can't. They won't be allowed to.
Let me just give some Todd Bowley prop, man, because before he got formally announced, or actually when he got announced, all my boys were bannering me. You lot are getting American owners. Chelsea are done for. This, that, and I literally said to him, I said, listen, just do a little bit of research on Todd Bowley. This is not your stereotypical American that just comes into the club and doesn't want to spend. This man's a winner. He's very ambitious. He's going to spend. And the key point was Roman was only going to sell to the owners that were going to actually invest and be ambitious. Because if you guys remember, we were linked to the Rickett family, and there was a whole movement about them not wanting them because of the problems that they were going to bring in. What's his name? Jim Ratcliffe. He tried to come in as well, cast last minute. We said no to him. Do you know what I mean? That guy. So I just want to big up Todd Bowley, man, because last season he was on fuckeries, but now, yeah, man, he's just staying away and letting the football people do what they need to do and just giving the money.
So
I mean, you can't praise him too much, right? He came in last season and butchered it for the first year. Like,
I mean, I can praise him. I can praise him for trying to rectify his mistakes. To be honest,
yeah, but any rich guy can do that if they throw enough money at it. So,
not every club. Not every club. Some clubs end up being stuck with the same players for God knows how long when they've made.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you can appreciate the fact that he's like created a problem by spending so much money, and his solution is to throw more money at it. Which, fair enough, it takes balls to do that, but he did a bad job last year. Like, you can't get around the fact that last year was bad.
I get that.
Arsenal Fever says, Mo, stop talking about Arsenal and mind your own business. I mean, Mo, it's not like we don't run a generic channel and Arsenal, like, if we don't talk about Arsenal, we get complaints that we don't talk about Arsenal. You know what I mean? So it's just, and then another one from him says, Mo got triggered.
I'm so triggered, to be honest, by you. You are sending me super chats telling me I'm deluded and all the stuff, and then I want you to be a member now and come talk to me on a Sunday on a panel, so I can show you that you have no idea and you have zero ball knowledge as well. You don't know anything. You're just a fan of Arsenal, doesn't know anything about any other club. I know way more than you. That's why I'm sitting here and you're watching me. Come be a member. Come be a member and prove me wrong.
Tell him again, Mo. Tell him again.
Subs.
This is the beauty of Never a Foul. You can be a member and come challenge anybody you want.
Yeah, Sub says, Mo, you said no clubs have a chance when Chelsea are offering these contracts, but Liverpool can offer the same. Oh, we already said
I
that.
answered this. But thank you for the super chat. But we explained why. Like the Qataris, for example, Man United. The reason why Man United won the Qataris is that if the Qataris come in, they will deal like Todd Bowley. They will be like the Man City owners. They will invest more from their own money.
I can't lie. Do not let Man United get Qatar. You think Chelsea can do a madness? What can Man United do with zero debt?
I mean, we had zero debt as well.
but I'm saying, what can on your scale of what you can do is not what we can do on our scale. You can spend,
we can still spend.
Yeah, I know.
So what you gonna do? You wanna buy? You wanna spend it? You wanna buy?
The thing is, no one can tell us about FFP. It can't even touch us, bro. It's just an excuse. That's why. Remember this year, our FFP Man United, all bullshit, bro. So we didn't have to spend money. We still did it. Arsenal Fever. I apologize. I can't. StreamYard is just bugging. It says no need to talk with delusional crap. I think he's talking to you, Mo. And then Edward Port says KDB out for season update just happened. He's going for surgery. Wait, he's up what for the season? Can you do that? Can you check the news? But I'm gonna do something different. So. Yeah, Uber says, or sorry if I said your name wrong. Wait, I think UBAH is Uber. It says Arsenal fans are too emotional. I mean, you know, Rory, you too emotional?
I don't think so. I don't think I get emotional.
Yeah, nice. Oh, you did it. Look. Done that, and big up Daz for becoming a new member. If you want to check anything out in the membership, it's all on the community post, by the way, on the Never a Foul YouTube homepage. But yeah, man. So if you want to go check all that out, FPL, all that stuff, all the instructions, it's all over there, so you don't have to, you know, like it's not a back and forth kind of thing. Let me check this. I need to check if KDB's actually out.
This City report breaking after Monday's scan. Man City want Kevin De Bruyne to undergo surgery on his hamstring to avoid a reoccurrence, estimated to keep him out until early 2024. But no final decision has been made yet.
See, January.
So basically, he's got to either have the surgery to try and properly make sure it never comes back, or they risk bringing him back again and it happening again.
Let me do this super check.
I just did them.
The KDB, the other one. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it came from City report, so I don't know how reliable. Oh no, so it's coming from a guy called Peter Jan Kalkoen, a Belgian reporter. So I wouldn't say it's tier 1, but.
Did you do the guy that said don't talk to delusional crowd?
Yeah. I'll just put it up. So I just wrote it. But
Arsenal
yeah, man, last 10 minutes. Just hurry up. Just rinse Man United already, man. Just do it. Just do it.
Hey, Cass. Preseason doesn't matter hype, yeah? Preseason doesn't matter hype. Listen, this is what I was telling you, lot. Preseason gives you an indication of what's to come 90% of the time.
I never said preseason doesn't matter. I've been
but I was getting cooked. When I was saying that we've been playing well in preseason, I'm seeing patterns. I'm saying, you're going over the top and all of these things, yeah? How you lot played yesterday is how I've been seeing Man United playing in preseason. You've got no balance in midfield. You can't keep the ball. You've got no balance in midfield, bro. You've got Mason Mount, Bruno, and then you've got Cass. Cass on the ball is not great. Bruno on the ball ain't great. He creates chances, quite effective, but he's not great. And then you've got Mason Mount, who just runs around, offers a little bit of energy. You guys could not string 5 to 10 passes together at home against Wolves. On the terrace yesterday, Rory, if you remember, I predicted 3-0. I was predicting 3-0. Everyone was saying 3-0.
We all did.
And then Wolves came on smoke, bro. Their midfield, yeah. If you was watching that game and you never watched football before, you'd probably think that Wolves were the home team because they run you ragged. The game was up and down. But the amount of chances that Wolves had, they should have beaten you. And I even tweeted it. I said, listen, Man United are going to get a result even if they're playing shit because we know how Man United are. This is what you guys do. This is Man United heritage. But listen, your midfield needs some serious work. Do you get it? Like Mason Mount, he can only be a squad player. This guy cannot be the guy to be starting week in, week out for you lot, especially with Bruno midfield, because it just offers no balance, bro. No balance whatsoever.
After last night, I'm surprised we didn't see Amrabat get announced this morning. I'm surprised that Ten Hag didn't go, look, we need Amrabat yesterday, because that, like you said, that midfield is just so imbalanced. I do think people underestimated Wolves, though, by the way. I think Wolves were a lot better than anyone, including myself, gave them credit for. They've got so many players that can just run with the ball.
Cunha.
Cunha.
That guy was reminding me. I tweeted it. He reminded me of Dembele at Tottenham, bro. The way he was running through that midfield.
I hear it. But the Wolves part, they will still struggle to score goals all season. That's the reality.
No, they need a scorer.
And that's why I still think they get relegated, regardless of how they've done at Man United. I don't care. We got the result, and they got bumped. That was I looked at it again. It was a penalty all day long. Like if that happened to my player, I'd be screaming, right? Yeah. So it's only fair that it goes that way. The way I look at it, Amrabat is needed, but you couldn't say all preseason Man United were looking rubbish. It was only after when a Kobe Mino came off, like that sort of profile player next to Casemiro, was a little bit more advanced and took the ball first, is when we started to falter after the Real Madrid game, and then obviously the Borussia Dortmund game. So it's just an imbalance in the midfield, and I'm pretty sure, from what I know from Ten Hag as well, is that he will change things up. He's not an idiot.
With who?
He'll just change the system so it can operate correct. That's all I'm trying to say. Like against Tottenham, I don't think he's going to play the same way. I think he's going to go a little bit more pragmatic and do what we have to do until the right profile has to come in. Amrabat's still there. Even Damaso reported it, right? That's exactly what we know, right? So more than likely he's going to come in, and I'm hoping he is going to come in because he provides balance and he can play as a hybrid 8. But this whole 3-1-4-1 thing that's going on, if I got that correct, it's just not going to work with a Casemiro at the helm anyways. It'll work with a Kobe Mino, but you're not going to have Casemiro further up the pitch where Mason Mount might be. He just needs to change the profile. The only way I look at it is if you get another type of centre mid going further forward. So, but yeah, there's an Ornstein.
Yes. So Chelsea believed to have activated the release clause in Michael Olise's contract and expect to complete the signing in due course. If deal finalized, it would generate Crystal Palace £35 million. The 21 years old is recovering from the injury. So I think it's going to be happening today.
That's crazy.
Michael Olise is announced.
Ornstein dagger. Fabrice Hawkins hype. Cass, apologize to him. He's the one that broke it. He's the one that broke it, bro.
I can't believe it's taken until the middle of August for someone to activate that release clause, if the release clause existed.
I was told he's gonna go City. All of that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I can't believe City didn't activate. I'm kind of annoyed Arsenal didn't activate it for 35 million quid as a backup to Saka.
Oh, he doesn't want to be a backup. He starts for us. He's more polished than Madueke. He's got more Premier League experience than Madueke. Listen, Sterling, if he doesn't fix up, Olise has more quality on the ball. He starts for us.
Doesn't that again kind of like go into how crazy your spending has been, though? The fact that you signed Sterling and Madueke last season, and already you're signing the guy that you think is going to replace them. That's two more players that are just
and he's injured,
like not going to play now. Well, he's injured now.
Yeah. No, Madueke is long term. He's only 21, I think he is.
So is Olise.
We bought him in January. Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is Sterling's not going to be here like forever, is he? He's got to step up now. He could find himself in Saudi if he doesn't fix up by the end of the season. Obviously, he had a good first half against Liverpool, but we're looking more long term now. Do you get what I mean? And as it stands right now, I'm starting Olise over Sterling, 100%, bro. 100%.
Can I do some kind of this? So, Yuba becoming a member, silver tier. Hit that like, guys. 1,300 and more here. Hit that like button for us. Come on, guys. Wallahi, this is embarrassing. Get me at least to 500 likes. Come on, this is the only way we can improve. Did you do that one before? Daz 78 Chelsea became a member. You did that one. I'm sure you did. Okay. Arsenal Fever saying, Rory, don't let this Mo guy talk over you. Come on, you gooners. Okay. You again. Okay. You again. Zach say Rory talks football in the mud. I don't know why. Can you explain more? Why is he in the mud? Like, what did he do that to be in the mud?
Unless it's still based on that video I made in January. But if it is, you need to get over it.
Yes,
Move on.
Chelsea need to be investigated now. This is what Rory is saying. Someone has to investigate
That's
Chelsea
not what I'm saying.
now.
Yeah.
Listen, Mo, I'm loving this. I'm loving this, yeah, because last season I was saying it every stream. You lot enjoy your laughs whilst you can, because the team is going to get flipped. I was getting laughed at. I was traveling to Leicester. I was traveling to Anfield, bro. I was in the trenches last season, but I'm going to enjoy this season. I'm
by
going to
the way,
enjoy.
Sub
Yeah?
says Don. I can't bring it.
I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up.
You got
now.
it. Nice.
Yes. So Subs is saying, Don, it's been said Olise is going to be a 10.
Yeah, no, it was. They said that Olise might potentially play in the 10. If we play 4-3-2-1, Olise could play as a 10. But with Lavia now, if we go to a 4-3-3, Olise will be on the right.
Yeah. Listen, the problem with what happened is that yesterday, when you played Liverpool, it's that 3 in the back to accommodate for no Caicedo. Now Caicedo's here. There's not going to be 3 in the back. It's going to be 2 in the back. I wanted to ask you this later. I know we don't want to go for long, but I think it's going to be 3 up top. It's going to be Jackson, Olise, and maybe Sterling. This is what I think.
4-3-3. Yeah, 4-3-3.
It's going to be Sterling, by the way.
Yeah, it will be.
And Chukwuemeka is going to be the 10. Caicedo and Enzo are going to be behind. Conor Gallagher will be dropped. This is what I think is going to happen.
Oh, wait, you don't think Lavia is going to start?
Not yet. He hasn't been. He is not there yet. We don't know the medical and all the stuff that is going to happen.
Bro,
I'm talking about
what's
now.
today? Today is Tuesday. We play West Ham on Sunday, bro. Lavia, I won't be surprised if he's in that lineup.
Do you want to honestly? I actually don't think Lavia is going to start. I think it's going to be Chukwuemeka as a 10 behind Jackson, Enzo, and Caicedo. To be honest with you, if you start Lavia, me and you discussed this. I think it's too defensive for me. Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo. It's too ball position, but I think Chukwuemeka. Listen, when he played against Liverpool, for me, I saw the flair. You know what I mean? The movement. I saw the kid that is very lively behind the forward. This is what I liked him, to be honest. I liked him in that 10 role. I thought he was very, very good. There are a couple more super chats. Let me do. Chelsea must challenge now. I don't care. You must. Okay, whatever you said after that. MFS.
MFS, I know what that says, but
I know what it is, yeah, but but listen, let me just say something, okay? Chelsea fans, be prepared to get triggered. If any other club spend that much money within 18 months, I don't care if you're rectifying mistakes or not, the pressure will be on from the media and from everybody saying you must challenge. However, I have to be realistic. Do I think Chelsea will challenge? Absolutely not. If I sit here and say that Chelsea will challenge, I'll be delusional. I'll be someone who just wants to say stuff. But the problem with that is Chelsea realistically will not challenge, but because of the money they spend, they have to challenge. So I don't know how to solve this equation. There's no solution for this equation.
Because of the money they spend, we have to challenge. No, spending money doesn't equate to success, Mo.
Exactly. You're not hearing me. You were on your phone. You didn't hear me.
I was hearing. I was listening.
Realistically, if you ask me, would you put money of Chelsea challenging? I said no. Realistically, you won't challenge. But if any other club spend that much money within this period, people will tell them there is a pressure for you to challenge. That's the equation.
Yes.
But it's not realistic. So this is the problem.
Yeah. Again, there's a lot of question marks. We've spoken about Chelsea. You guys have said we haven't got goal scorers and all of these things. There's a lot of question marks. Even with Chelsea fans, I've got a lot of question marks about a lot of these new players.
About the fans? You have question marks about the fans?
No, in terms of the players that we've got, bro. Like some of the players that we've got, bro. Olise, I'm not going to have as many questions as with him because I've seen it in the Prem. I know what he can bring. Sterling, I know what he can bring on his day. But we've got question marks for players like Mudryk, Madueke, and so on. But like I said, we've got the right manager for these sort of players. So in the first 10 games, I think that will give everyone a clear indication of what Chelsea can realistically do this season. Do you get it? Well, listen, the dynamic's going to change, Mo. During the season, if we're playing really well, I know you're not going to start asking me the questions. You're going to start asking me, do you think Chelsea can win the league? And I'm going to be here for it. I'm going to be here for it, bro. Well, as it stands right now, I need to see it.
Aya says, when it comes to money and football, instant gratification may lead to long-term issues. Time will tell, but I'd be slightly worried if I was a Chelsea fan.
What? They were never worried. Why do people think that? 20 years, the most successful club in England, 20 years, right? They're never worried. They know. When Koulibaly doesn't work, there's Badiashile. When Sterling doesn't work, there's Chukwuemeka, there's Olise.
All I know, this needs to fail. This needs to fail for the better football. No,
Well,
Cass, you know the other day-
listen, if we say that, Cass, because it's not only us. If we say that, you have an agenda.
Cass, before we finish up, yeah, you know what? The other day when I said I think Chelsea can finish third, if we got those signings, because obviously we've got Casado, we've got Lavia now, and it looks like we're getting Olise, and I said I think we can finish third only because Arsenal and City, I think they're levels above everyone right now. And you argued with me. What's your opinion now? What do you think?
what? I didn't even listen to that. I can't lie. I just heard a billion, and they just went through.
I am gonna tell you one thing, Don. To be honest with you, I'm looking at your squad. Where do we rank this team at the moment? In my opinion, on paper, your team is still ranked 4th.
Nah.
Who's
I'll tell you why. I have reasons. I'm not gonna just throw it out there.
Maybe.
The midfield and the defense look solid. The goalkeeper suspect. Your forward line, it has so many unknowns. And until I see that delivering week in, week out, I am not going to put my money on them banging 50 goals or 40 goals. Like I've seen Arsenal, Man City. I've seen Liverpool front line can deliver. The difference between you and Liverpool now is that Liverpool are one signing away from have a very good starting 11, a DM. I don't know who he is, right? You know what I mean? Someone can come out of the back. They can go to Chouameni. They can go somewhere. Man United as well. If they get Amrabat tomorrow, the team is balanced. It's kind of balanced. You know what I mean? You are, and there's not many unknowns. You have so many unknowns up top. Can Sterling come back? Can Mudryk deliver? Even Michael Olise, can he deliver goals instead of assists? Because remember, Michael Olise had 2 goals only.
Yeah.
Right? So it's if the whole team is going to assist, who's going to score the goals?
I can't lie.
That's what I mean. I have reasons for it.
There's no point even going on it. Like, I don't even want to talk on that part long because I know what you're going to say, Don. You said it too many shows, and I think you're probably tired of it, innit? But the way I look at it is like, look, man, if this is 10, like we spend 200 million, we get say Man United must challenge for the league. So why is it not the same respect to Chelsea when they spend bare money and probably got a better squad on paper, pretty much than Man United as well?
You just said it there. On paper, we need to see it, bro.
Exactly, but that's where the pressure has to come in from rivals, and I think it's justified, more than justified. This is the definition of buying the league, by the way.
Listen,
this super chat. Talk to me about this. I know we don't want to dwell for long. Talk to me about this super chat. 2004, didn't Jose spend the one on their first season?
Facts.
I want you to compare Jose Mourinho to Pochettino.
Yeah,
can Pochettino deliver?
The difference, though, at the time, though, yeah, like the league wasn't as competitive as what it is now. Like Arsenal spending, Man United is spending, Liverpool are probably going to spend. Everyone knows that they've got money, so everyone around us is spending now. Before it was mad what Roman did when it came to the amount of spending.
Let me just correct you if I'm not mistaken. My man Mourinho went to Chelsea on the back of Arsenal's invincible season.
Yeah, but it wasn't as competitive as now.
Arguably one of the best sides that English football have seen.
Yeah.
And he won the league.
You're right, Mo. But what I'm saying is, at that time, the league wasn't as competitive as what it is now. There weren't that many.
It was at the top. At the top,
it
was United and Arsenal.
It was
the
Arsenal
fact that
and
he
United.
came in
That's it.
But for 7-8 years, it had just been Arsenal and United at the top. The fact that he came in and broke that, and not only broke it, but beat them both in his first year, there was definitely competition.
No. I get what you guys are saying, but you're missing the point that I'm making here. What I'm saying now is there's other teams around us that the window's still open, bro. Like, this ain't the window shut and Liverpool haven't got a midfield. This isn't the window shut and Man United haven't sorted out their midfield as well. The window's not shut, bro.
I don't know.
The window's not shut. Right now, teams around us, there's about 5-6 teams around us that can spend as well. So we have to wait till the end of the window, innit? But as it is right now, football, like I said, football's not played on paper. What are you guys laughing at?
Nah, it's just more. I have to keep refreshing, man.
I have to keep refreshing every minute now, every second now.
Let me get through this.
Listen, football's not played on paper. You lot ain't gonna try and get me clipped up. Yeah, I need to see it first.
The problem, Don, you're very, like, I know you're very realistic, but to the point that you're absolutely want to be blinded of some of the facts that Mourinho did it before. You know what I mean?
I know Mourinho did it before.
Yeah, that's a problem. With that much money, Don, I don't care if your squad was weak before. I don't care if Roman Ibrahimovic was running a circus. I don't care if Todd Bowley himself ran a circus when he first joined. That as a media, and we're not the media, but we are here, this 1,400 people watching us. And you wanted me to sit here and be realistic about Chelsea and say, yeah, you're not going to challenge. But I can't be blinded about the amount of money and the amount of players you bought, which is what Mourinho did. And he won. So there is a previous history that someone did it before. But you want me to sit here and no, but he can't win.
But Mo, you're the same. But hold on, Mo. Hold on 2 seconds. You're the same person that just said, "Oh, I'm sure about your defense. I'm sure about your midfield, but I'm not sure about your attack, bro." And I'm the same as well. We've got young players that we need to see what they're gonna do first, bro. I'm not running from it. I'm not running from it. As it is right now, I need to see it. That's
someone
it.
has to.
When it comes to the time,
finish, please.
When it comes to the time, we're gonna have conversations. I'm gonna be on here weekly, bro. We speak in a group chat. We're gonna have conversations. The dynamic's gonna change. And like I said already, if we find ourselves in a position like Arsenal last year when they were challenging for the league, I'm gonna say we need to win the league. I'm not gonna run away and say, "Oh, it's only our first year. It'll be all right if we drop off." I'm gonna be saying, "Win the league, bro." Yeah, but as it stands right now,
has to be
I'm gonna hold on. Let me finish, Mo. Let me finish. But as it stands right now, I'm gonna respect what I've been seeing from Arsenal. I'm gonna respect from what I've been seeing from Man City. I'm not gonna come here and start talking down on them two when I haven't seen anything yet. Yes, we're signing all these good players. I'm gassed. I'm happy. I believe that these players can start challenging for leagues consistently. But as it is right now, bro, I haven't seen it. In the next 5 to 10 games, we'll have a conversation again. My mind might change because now Mudryk might be banging in goals. Madueke might be banging in goals. I have to see it first, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go in there with blind paper saying,
listen, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Someone has to be called out. I'm not going to call it Pochettino. I'm not going to call the players. Someone has to be sitting saying, yes, we did all of this. You have to see it in 5 years. And if you don't see it, so you're telling me that they spent all this money to see success in 5 years. Is that what I'm hearing?
No. Enzo came out in an interview and said our aim this season is to win the league. He literally said that.
So why you're saying otherwise?
So I'm not. Hold on. I never said that the aim isn't to win the league. I said my realistic target for the team is to at least get into the top 4. Okay. But realistically, from where Arsenal are and where Man City are, I listen. I believe in the quality of my team. I'm not gonna again. You're not gonna say I'm overrating the team. I can't win either way. If I talk about my players, I'm overrating them. If I say, oh, I don't know about Arsenal, Man City, it's come on, why can't you big them up? As it is right now, Mo, I need to see it, bro. And then we'll have a conversation. Okay, we'll have a conversation. 5-10 games. I'm happy with the quality. That's what I'm gonna tell you. It's Lavia Day. I'm happy with the quality, bro.
I need to refresh again and do these super chats.
Let me get through them quick. Sultan says 300 million spent during this window. I don't care. They must. Roman is saying, I agree with Mo. And then Sultan replies again. He says, as much as I hate Arsenal, but if this was them, OMG, yeah, that's the difference as well. Ashraf says, what are we doing here? Chelsea aren't even the top 4 best clubs. United, Liverpool, and Newcastle are better than Chelsea, even with their deficiencies, is Ashraf is saying. Anthony Taylor saying, Chelsea must challenge this. Chelsea fan rep must be deluded. We got Jiggy Introvert saying
realistic, actually, not deluded.
Chelsea still can go for kudos. I think this will be a perfect window.
I saw that one as well. Apparently, we're still winning.
We do. And you want us to sit here and just say that that's normal? You want us to sit here and say that's normal?
I think this will be a perfect window.
Rory, you're right there, Rory. Rory, you're a bit shaky in the corner there.
It's a player a day. You're signing a player a day, and you still want more. It's like,
give me more.
To be honest.
I want more.
I need to get that. I need to get that clip up. I swear. But yeah, he says backup strike. Kudos coming up top. Roman here saying we need to understand that this is Pep's Man City that we have to beat it to win the league. Treble winning Man City. We need to see how it's gonna work.
Yeah, I bet he said the same about Arsenal last season, didn't he? Did he?
Maybe. And then Sub says Jose ball already made now. We're buying kids.
Okay, yeah. Can I answer that super chat about Roman? Actually, I'm one of the people that said always that context. I'm not demanding Arsenal to win the league. I am just demanding Arsenal to challenge for the league. I'm gonna have the same energy because the perfection that Pep has. I'm not going to ask anybody to beat this Man City team. I'm saying you go within 5 points, 4 points, you get 90 plus points. I will raise my hat and say you challenge. You did very, very well, right? What Arsenal did last year is that they were up here and then they dropped. So I'm not going to give them that. But I'm demanding Chelsea to do the same. If Liverpool, by the way, get a DM with the signing they did, I'm demanding them to at least improve, right? Man United now, they're the ones who chose Højlund. It's not me. It's their coach who chose Hoyland. You get Amrabat now. Who else did you sign? Mason Mount. I said it yesterday. My manager chose Mason Mount, not the fans. Nobody. He's the one who said, I want Mason Mount. Arteta wanted Havertz. I'm demanding improvements from these clubs. 80 plus points, 85 plus points. That's what I'm demanding.
Mason Mount's the funniest footballer. One of the funniest.
No, I think Kai Havertz is funnier.
footballers.
Wallah, I think it's not an agenda. I think Kai Havertz is funnier. The difference is I think Mason Mount runs a lot on the pitch, like a headless chicken, like he was yesterday. Kai Havertz was like, you know what? Some phases he's like, I'm not gonna get involved here. It's not my job.
Hey, Mo, you know what I'm gonna say though? I did say that I think Mount will work more than Havertz, but Havertz had the better debut. As much as Havertz was all safe and whatnot, he had the better debut than Mason Mount. I'm gonna be so real.
No, he did, of course. Mason Mount offered zero, like his output zilch. You know, yesterday it looked like very strange to me that.
Yeah. Family.
When I refresh, do you get it?
Yeah, no, yeah, I get it. Yeah. Don, I'm drinking the chat tears here. They are tasty. Big up for the super chat and your first one. And the kill, big up yourself, says Chelsea fans. What are your 3 years objectives? Champions League, Prem. It better be all of it.
It has to be a treble.
Yeah, it has to be a treble, isn't it? It has to be a treble.
Why you're laughing? Why you're laughing? I don't get it. Why are you laughing?
It has to be.
Again,
Rory, do you know what though? I was chatting to my boy earlier, as an Arsenal fan as well. Yeah, you lot should have taken your opportunity to embarrass us.
You know what, Rory? Yeah? You know what, Rory? Yeah?
You lot should have taken your opportunity, bro.
You're right. Yeah, you know why? Because with Don talking about how much potential all these Andre Santoses, these Gabriels on the wing, and all these other boys that like Olise and all these other men as well that they got. Like they should technically, with all of it, they should go and win a treble that in 3 years' time. And I think Don, even you would even say you should win a treble as well, wouldn't it?
Like, you know what it is, right?
Crazy.
You should.
The one thing that annoys me is that Chelsea fans, and not just Chelsea fans, but Chelsea fans included, mocked Arsenal fans for talking about the process, trust the process. And now Chelsea fans' favourite word is process, and it's and they're undergoing their process. The whole idea, you've spent
project.
Yeah, let me finish. You've spent more money in a year than Arteta's entire time at Arsenal. You've dropped £1 billion. The whole idea of doing that is that you skip the process. That is the £1 billion is the process. So you should be winning now. What's the point in spending £1 billion and then doing the same process that everyone else does?
Listen, this is what I'm saying, Rory. We don't do phases, bro. That's why if we find ourselves in a situation to challenge this season, we must go for it and we should win the league. But again, do you want me to come here and disrespect Arsenal then and start saying that we're gonna win the league above you guys when I've seen what you guys have been doing from the past 4 years and I haven't seen anything yet from Chelsea apart from the 1-1 draw against Liverpool.
But if you're in a position now where you can't say that and you don't believe that you can compete, which is fair, what have you spent £1 billion on?
I didn't say that. I don't believe that we can't compete, bro. That's not what I said. I literally said I think we can finish third. I said I think we can finish third. I think we can finish third, bro. I think we can finish third.
Well, Roman is a Chelsea fan, clearly. He said there needs to be some level of competition for the title. And then Family in Blue says, everyone hating us again. We are back, baby.
I don't think anyone's
Lavia Day. Now it's Olise Day as well.
Hey, look, man. It's been a good stream, man. I think we'll have to re-talk on a couple of things. But guys, if you're in here, just stop what you're doing and make sure you smash the like button, man. Please stop what you're doing. This has been a great stream. This has been funny. I don't know how this is. And you know when you're back, it is true when everyone's at your neck. Pause. Yeah. Like, everyone's at your neck. Pause.
Scared. People are scared, bro.
There is Cass. I can see this guy's not happy.
I'm not happy. But look, I'm going to say, if you don't mind. The fun button looks like this. You know where it is, man. The fun button. This has been a great stream. We're like 30 minus, less than 30 away from 600. Get us to the 600 mark. It would be great.
Did you see City posted about Pep, about De Bruyne?
Yeah, always official now. Yeah,
official. Yeah, official. It's Pep said in a conference, it's a serious injury. We have to decide on surgery, but he will be out for a few months. So either way, it's either a few months or he's going to be out. If he doesn't do it, he's going to be out for a few months regardless. Then, and then surgery will keep him out for maybe an extra month-ish. Chris Morton with a final super chat says it was first game of the season. Give them some time to playing together. Chelsea draw with Liverpool, and now they think they will win the league.
Yeah, man. It's just supposed to. It's just
Liverpool, little fish, man.
I
Liverpool,
appreciate the
leave them
super chat
alone.
there. We're going to be back tonight at midnight, by the way, at 12 a.m. Yes, Big Six are on today, so we're not going to go live when they go live. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to want to watch Matisse either get grilled or him just not caring in the world. And you know what tonight's topic's going to be. We all know what tonight's topic's going to be. You can have a guess in the comments. We've been doing it now, so it's going to be late to 2 unless another dramatic, twist happens. Big up Rory for coming on. Big up Greasy for coming on as well. And we'll be back next week. The same people, hopefully, maybe. But yeah, in a bit.